let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go!
Six!
It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show. Remember that championship teams are built on consistency, and so is Willis Automotive. That's why they power the Rush Radio Show. From sales to service, they show up each and every day to deliver. Before your next big purchase, do your homework at willisauto.com. Willis Automotive, driving the show and driving your next ride. Good morning, Ross Peterson. How was your weekend, buddy?
Good, man. Good. Felt like a long weekend, even though we were here on Friday. Really, this Friday's show was fun, but it feels like it was a long weekend. Refreshed, ready to go.
Yeah, I had Wednesday off. I had Thursday because of New Year's Day. I took Friday off, and so I had kind of like a 5-day weekend, which was kind of nice. And I'm an empty nester again. We took Greta to the airport yesterday, sent her back to Savannah. So it's just Anjanette and I in the house. And we kind of look at each other like, where's everybody at? You got used to having Greta around since, November. And, Abigail and Will and Sutton were here. And Lizzie and Owen would come over. And now we're just by ourselves. So what did we do last night? We called our friends Pat and Amy and said, you guys want to come over for dinner? And then I texted Pat. I said, thanks for coming over. I said, we need to take this to a different level. And I'm not talking about, swapping. I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about.
Well,
so
this is an interesting weekend.
Well, no, it's like, and this is a sign of old age, right? I go, we need to find like games to play, like cribbage. Is that an old person game, like cribbage? I've never played cribbage before.
Really?
Or maybe once or twice, but I don't really remember playing it.
I feel like canasta.
What's canasta?
Canasta is an old person. Bridge.
Okay, no, bridge seems hard.
These are old people card games.
Okay,
but I don't think like you play. Pitch, spades, 500. Those are
here's news for you. The only card game I've ever played in my life is Uno. I mean, that's it. I've never played poker. I've never sat at a blackjack table. I've never played bridge. I've never played spades. I've only played Uno. It's the only card game I've ever played. You're looking at me like,
yeah, because listen, it's not my cup of tea. It's not. I'm not going to tell you like, oh my gosh, you're going to have so much fun sitting at a blackjack table. But it is kind of an experience. You've never done that?
No, ever.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe it's because
this is like because have you never smoked pot or you smoked pot once?
No, I've smoked pot like 3 times. I've actually smoked pot. Now,
I'm always impressed when I meet people and I'm like, man, good for you. Good for you for having that resolve of like, I don't want to do that and I'm not going to do that. I was always too dumb. I'd be like, I don't want to do that, but I better do it to make sure I don't want to do it.
Now gummies, different story. I've done a number of gummies, right? I've never done coke. I've never done heroin, never done meth. I've never done speed, for God's sakes. I've never done a Quaalude.
I don't even know what speed would be. Is that, and we're talking about like, when you say speed, do you mean like, well,
back in my day,
over the counter no dose type pills?
Well, no. I'm trying to think what they were called back, like the greenies or the blackies back in my days. You'd have like these pills that were
amphetamine.
Yeah, basically an amphetamine. Yeah, never done it.
I mean, kind of like and again, Ray could correct us if we're wrong here.
Yeah,
I think that's just like a pill form of meth in a way, because it's an amphetamine, methamphetamine.
But I've never done those.
No,
so
I always felt like I had enough of that kind of natural go fast. You know what I mean? I had enough. Yeah. I didn't. The speed thing was never. There's never an appeal there.
So now I'm looking for a game for us to play as a couple, and You know,
what about board games? Are you a board game guy at all?
you know, here's the weird thing. I'm going to say something that's going to drive you up a wall, probably most of our listeners. I've never played Monopoly in my life.
How is this possible?
The only board game.
I almost wrote this down. I'm not sure Uno's a card game.
Well, it's played with cards. That's a card game, right?
Yeah. I feel like a card, when you say, let's play cards, that means we're going to take a deck of 52 and we're going to play some sort of fun card game. Okay. That's not a card game. I mean, I know Uno is played with cards. It's kind of like Pringles are chips, but they're not potato chips. Right?
But they're my favorite type of potato chip, even though they're not a potato chip. You put chips in front, you put Ruffles or Pringles in front of me, I'm taking Pringles every single time.
I just wonder if Uno, I mean, Uno technically is a card game. This is one of those is a hot dog a sandwich conversations. Is Uno, is it played with cards? Yes. When you say, if somebody said, hey guys, I think if your buddy sends out the text and it says Tuesday night card game, guys, let's get after it. BYOB, BYOD. Come on over. Everybody bring your own stuff. And you get over there and your boy's like, all right, everybody, Annie in. The game is Uno. And he
And this came up because Pat was like, I go, what'd you do Saturday night? He goes, well, I went to hang out with my high school buddies, and we played poker till like 2 a.m. I go, that is the most miserable night of my life. I go, you literally just described the most miserable night of my life. He goes, what do you mean? I go, 1, hanging out with my high school buddies. That would be miserable. All right. 2, playing poker. Because you guys would take advantage of me and abuse me and take all my money, and I would leave there with my tail between my legs going, what the hell just happened? So I was just thinking, you know, what can couples play? There's married people. Do you guys have like and I should say this about the board game. The board game that I have played is Trivial Pursuit. I mean,
yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah, Trivial Pursuit. But I got to thinking, you know, I haven't updated it. My Trivial Pursuit board game that I have upstairs is from like 1991. So I'm going to do really well in that one, and so would everybody else. Now, if you got a modern day Trivial Pursuit for me, like Abigail has like the Harry Potter Trivial Pursuit, I would get destroyed in that. Get absolutely destroyed. So, do you and Courtney do anything fun? Do you guys play games?
Dude, well, Friday night I was with my buddies and we play this fun. Man, it's hard to describe, Travis. It's a dice game where you have horses that move on a board based on what number you roll. So the horses are lined up like a starting gate, and it's 2 through 12 on the on the horse track. How you pick which horse you have is there are cards involved. Now, it's not a 52 card deck, but it's this combination of a horse racing dice card game. Super duper, super easy to learn and figure out how to play. Anybody can figure it out in 2 minutes. And my buddies and I get together and throw some money together and run the ponies. And that's what Friday, and just have a great time. Laugh until our guts hurt. And that was what Friday night was. Saturday night, went out with my buddy Dusty and his wife Luann, and Courtney and I went to the Funny Bone, and then ended up at the Continental. Had an interesting night.
That's the hotel from the John Wick movies. They all go to the Continental. And,
oh, really?
Yeah. You go to the Continental, and that's a safe space for all the assassins. I think they gathered there before they went to Venezuela over the weekend.
We had a fun night, man, because we were at Funny Bone, and Luann said, hey, the Continental has live jazz on Saturday nights. We should head down there. Well, when we rolled up on the Continental, there was literally nobody in the bar. Bar was open, lights were on, nobody inside.
Not even a jazz band?
Nobody. So went inside, they're like, yeah, we actually do the jazz every other Saturday night, so you guys missed that. We're like, that's all right. But it's a quiet bar. There's nobody here. We'll sit down. We go to the corner, had a wonderful night, couple of drinks, enjoying conversation. And pretty soon one of the guys comes over. He's like, hey, you guys seem like having a wonderful night. Just wanted you to be aware, we're getting ready to, a DJ is getting ready to show up, and we're going to have a DJ play. So it's going to get loud. Sorry. I'm like, no, that sounds fun. We're ready for a DJ. That sounds fun. The DJ was, I don't think, necessarily specifically for an English-speaking audience.
Okay.
Not sure.
Let me guess.
Hispanic flavor.
Okay.
Man, we had fun.
Well, that's good.
It was
That's
good.
good.
Yeah. So that
Now-
was my. So yeah, but I have a ton of board games, dude. I've got a ton of new board games. I just bought a new one for the kids for Christmas. One of the pickle prize this year was a board game called Cash Flow for Kids. It's kind of like teaches kids about assets and money and stuff like that. So
Do you say, kids, Dad doesn't have a lot of cash flow this month?
you're gonna be the rich ones here, kids. Pay attention.
Maybe our listeners can help us out with this at 515-517-2303. Have you heard of the game? What is it? Mahjong?
Yeah, why have I heard of this? Is this Go?
I have no idea. I think I saw this game first in the movie Crazy Rich Asians. But I don't know if Mahjong would be a couples game or if you need a lot of people to play it or how you play it. You know what my biggest fear is, Ross, is the learning curve.
Okay.
I don't like to take a lot of time to play
To
or
learn
to
a game.
learn a game.
Yeah.
Because I want to be good at something like right away. I'm that competitive to where if I'm not good at it right away, I just want to call it quits. I suck at this. Screw you guys. I'm going home. That's like when you saw me play broomball at like Iowa Wild games and stuff. I was his cherry pick. I mean, I knew what I was good at.
We all noticed.
Why play defense when you have to
When
score?
you can be the star and play and just stand by the goal.
Absolutely. And not risk injury.
Who plays defense?
Not
Travis
me.
Travis is a scorer.
That's what I try to be.
Yeah, when you've got Wayne Gretzky on your team, do you send him back to play defense? No.
I'm about assists and goals. That's what I'm about.
Mahjong, that game you mentioned doesn't have. It's not Go. It's not the same as the game Go. It is. It's a tile game. Somebody earlier called it Asian dominoes. I don't know if that's offensive. That offensive?
I have no idea.
And then
This
Flagger
is the Rush Radio
says-
Show, so we don't care if you're offended.
Yeah, right. Or if you're wrong, you can say wrong stuff. We'll repeat it. Flagger says Estelle Costanza played it. And then Rob wrote in right away and said George Costanza's mom, Estelle, plays it. Thanks for
So there
listening,
you go.
boys. Love you
That's
both.
going to be my next pursuit is to find some game to play as couples.
Dude, I could give you a bunch of ideas. But the Ticket to Ride,
Yeah.
super easy to learn, fun to play. Kids can play it. That's a fun game to play.
I mean, this is how simplistic my mind is. Have you ever played left, right, center?
Yeah. Yeah, the dice
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. But I don't think you could do that for hours. Don't you become bored after a while?
Yeah. See, I think you learn, if it's four of you, I think that you learn. Golf is a fun card game that a lot of people are playing right now. You ever played golf?
Yeah. Well, I've played 18 holes of golf.
No. This is a card game. This is a card game. It's fun to play. But if you're talking about the same four people getting together all the time, you guys should really learn how to play pitch or spades or hearts or one of those easy games that does have, as you learn it and as you play it, you really learn a lot of different strategy. I love pitch. You can play 4-point pitch and 5-point pitch and 7-point pitch and 10-point pitch.
You're blowing my mind away here.
Yeah.
When you start going 4, 5, and 10 points, I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yep.
That means I have to think.
No, it doesn't. I mean, again, 4 and 5-point are super easy. Dude from Iowa says pitch is not easy. Pitch is one of those games that I'm trying to tell you, once you learn it, you can play it right away. And then the more you play it, the more strategy kind of unveils itself. Cribbage is one that you can play with just two people. So cribbage is a fun one. Cribbage is a fun game to sit and play, when you're camping or.
Yeah, I think I need something that takes like at least an hour, maybe 2 hours.
Cribbage.
Okay.
500. Todd mentions 500. Played a lot of 500 at the Von Onen table when I was a kid.
So that's where my mind drifted to over the weekend is what can I do as an empty nesting couple? Somebody said, just play Twister. Yeah, I don't think that's the kind of couples game I'm looking for.
Play Twister.
And Jeanette, you want to play Twister? She would look at me like, no, we're not playing Twister.
She'd know what you meant. We all would know what you meant.
It would be a hard no. It would be a hard no.
It'd be the tone. The tone with which you would say it would make us all go, no.
And you know Pat, he'd be like, no. Absolutely not.
As he tucks his wife in behind him. We're not playing Twister.
Yeah, this is getting a little weird now. We're not going to come back. We're not coming over for dinner anymore.
Just put your shoes on and let's just walk out. Let's go. Come on.
Thanks for the smoked salmon. We're out of here.
Smoked salmon?
We had smoked salmon last night. We had mini crab cakes last night.
Oh,
we did 3 different types of soup. We did shrimp cocktail last night.
For 4 of you?
Yes.
I love me some crab cakes.
You would have liked these. And these were Costco mini crab cakes that I did in the air fryer, and they were surprisingly good. I mean, everybody was like, I can't believe you got these at Costco.
Those sons of bitches at Costco.
They get you.
Though,
here's what I don't like about Costco. We went to Costco yesterday to get the stuff for our little dinner party last night. We had maybe 13 items in the cart. It was $173.
Yeah.
I'm walking out, I go, was that really $173? She goes, Aunt Janet looks at me, she goes, just walk into any store. It doesn't matter. You're not getting out of any store for less than $100.
Yeah.
Now, it didn't help that, we had a couple bottles of wine in there. We bought bacon, jalapeno bacon, thick cut bacon. So, yeah, that was my weekend.
They get you.
They
get it. They get it at Costco.
Time.
No fault there. I love the dinner. What a spread.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty nice.
I had a couple weeks ago, there's this incredible restaurant over on the east side called Now or Later. People drive by it all the time and probably have it's incredible.
It's a great candy, too.
No.
I like taffies like that, though. I'm a taffy guy. I know, a little hard on the teeth. I get it. I
think there's still one stuck in my gum. Huh?
I mean, one of my all-time favorite candies is Tangy Taffy. And it used to come Tangy Taffy. But I would do the Now and Laters.
Tangy Taffy, did you just do like a big, was it like a big?
It was like a bar.
I remember those.
Yeah.
And it had the seam in it for some reason.
Absolutely.
Like the machine wasn't level or something.
I think the seam came because they put it in there somewhat warm and soft.
Oh, and it would settle into the
seam. The seam from the wrapping would cause the seam.
That makes it more delicious sounding. That makes it more delicious sounding. So anyway,
Todd says Mambos. Remember Mambos?
I do remember Mambos.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, I was at that restaurant an hour later and got salmon de Burgo.
Salmon de Burgo?
Dude, it was incredible.
Okay, you got to tell me what salmon de Burgo is.
De Burgo, which is like that buttery, you know what I mean? The same sauce that you get on top of steak de Burgo. Where they take steak and the de Burgo is that buttery. They had salmon with that buttery sauce on top of it. It was like to die for. One of those things I had it. I'm like, this is amazing. I always think one of the best, not to pimp Bruno's places, but man, the tap room never, ever, ever disappoints me. If we're looking to go out,
I've never had a bad meal at the tap room ever.
Oh, dude, never. And I like going there with people, and they're like, "Well, what have you had? Everything." What do you like? All of it.
Tyler asked a good question because he probably saw the look on my face, and he says, "Is de Burgo Iowa centric?"
Oh,
because when you said it, I didn't know what de Burgo was.
Really?
No.
This is funny because I see Captain Kirk wrote this in. This is where I took the kids last night. That's really funny. Captain Kirk, good to hear from you. He says,
Big
get to
steer.
the big steer. Dude, and that's a fun one for kids because they have the giant cow out in front of the restaurant. It's kind of like Anderson Erickson has the 2 cows. You know, everybody's familiar with that. We're out on the northeast side of Altoona. They've got this great steakhouse called the Big Steer, and it's got a giant steer that has the marquee sign on his side. They had a fun thing on there last night. I don't remember what it was now, darn it. All right, what was I getting ready to look up? You just said something to me.
Whether DeBurgo was Iowa-centric. Somebody said it may have been invented in Iowa.
Oh, my gosh.
Here's the rabbit hole we did not expect to go down, folks.
Who told us? Who said that in the comment section?
Tyler did.
Tyler, way to go, dude. No idea. DeBurgo most commonly refers to steak DeBurgo, a regional specialty dish that originated in the Italian-American restaurants of Des Moines, Iowa. I had no idea. I honestly thought that was like
because I have a lot of
some
steakhouses.
Italian thing. I thought that was a famous Tyler. That is awesome. No idea that, and there's even a Wikipedia page. Steak DeBurgo is a steak dish specialty in the Midwest, specifically Des Moines, Iowa. This dish was originally made famous by Johnny and Kay's restaurant. That would be Johnny's Italian Steakhouse, I think.
No, that's a franchise.
What
Johnny's
is?
Johnny's Italian Steakhouse.
But it was a local. It's
did it start in Des Moines?
Oh man, Mike Whalen is a guy from the eastern part of the state. He owns Machine Shed and places like that. But I'm wondering if Johnny and Kay's restaurant is what eventually became Johnny's Italian Steakhouse.
Tyler says, I wish my wife was awake for this. I'd be justified. You can always wake her up or just have her listen to the podcast replay a little bit later on in the day. And you can bring it up, Tyler.
Okay.
Just download the Rush Radio app or the TuneIn app. And when you get in the car, just fast forward to like the 22-minute mark of the show and go, hey, honey, you want to listen to this?
Okay, so not the same. People are saying not the same Johnny. This is what the internet says. Johnny and Kay's was a beloved, long-closed restaurant in Des Moines, famous for inventing steak DeBurgo and garlic dressing, located near the airport on Fleur Drive. With a modern Johnny's Italian Steakhouse now existing at a similar address, but representing a different era, though some still share old recipes online for the original spot. Oh, wow.
Because there's 2 things that I don't share the appreciation for that you do. One is DeBurgo. The second is Rarebit.
Yeah, I like me a good Rarebit too.
Yeah, see, that's foreign to me.
Yeah, a couple times you can get, like, if I'm on a menu and I'm looking through and I'm like, well, maybe that, and nothing, and I see Rarebit, it's close the menu.
What exactly is Rarebit?
It's just a hamburger, usually served open-faced, covered in what most people would describe as like a nacho cheese. It's a very runny cheese, but it's also got like Worcestershire sauce in it, so it's got a little bit more of.
I love me some Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah. So there's a Des Moines food rabbit hole for you.
We love rabbit holes. We love rare bit holes. We'll go down any hole you want us to go down.
Just slow down. Slow down.
You won't go down any hole?
It's Monday, okay? We're trying to wake people up, get them started, and go down any hole?
Any hole.
I did not know DeBurgo was made here in Des Moines. That's a pretty cool fact. The rare bit thing, I think I knew. That was the Yonkers Tea Room.
Yeah.
But I really did think steak DeBurgo was something I could get in Italy.
No.
So they don't. I mean, it's basically just like
it may be a version of it, but they just don't call it DeBurgo, right?
Yeah, that would make sense. Okay.
And I'm wondering how many steakhouses across the country have something relative to DeBurgo, but they just don't call it DeBurgo. The only thing I get, when I go to a steakhouse anymore, it's like, do you want the mushroom sauce? And I'm like, okay, is that it? I don't know. So do you actually order steak de burgo, or do they say, do you want a de burgo sauce?
No,
on the
it's
side?
usually you order it steak de burgo. I think you can do both, but normally you just order it, steak de burgo. And again, that salmon de burgo I had was like off the charts. And I can't, and now I'm realizing that that's probably something that was just created by that chef at that kitchen.
Said, hey, if it works for steaks, I think we can make
Let's
it work
try
for
it.
salmon. Now, if everybody listening right now is not hungry, I would be really shocked. People are like, I got to go eat. I got to eat something. I'm hungry. These guys started talking about food right away. I'm going to go eat a big steak or some salmon, and I'm going to play some cribbage. That's what I'm going to do all day today.
We'll talk about the weather next.
No, we won't. Well, we might. We might. Who knows what we're going to talk about next? Do you got plans tonight? Well, if it doesn't include steak de burgo or, a card game, make them better with a stop at Central City Liquors. Fantastic prices, huge selection, and specials on your favorites. Bourbon, scotch, tequila, rum, spirits, you name it. Central City Liquors. Celebrate the moment, folks. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows football, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert.
Loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Willis Infinity, and I'm excited to announce with the holidays here, so are some exciting deals. Right now, this month, get a brand new 2026 QX60 for as low as 1.9% out to 60 months, or utilize the $5,000 in retail cash that they're offering. On top of that, this month, we're also doing 2.9 for 60 on the brand new 2026 QX80 and $7,000 in retail cash. For more information, stop by our showroom or visit us online at willisinfinity.com.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
If you're in the market for a new house, don't forget you're going to need a loan for that house, and the best place to get that loan is Gary Presnall. He's a mortgage banker with Northwest Bank, financing residential homes for the past 25 years. He can get you your loan pre-approved in less than 30 minutes. It can happen after hours, during the week, and even on weekends. Gary has been the state's top producing mortgage banker the past 7 years. So if you want a trusted local mortgage professional, it's Gary Presnall. Give him a call at 515-975-6767. Ross calls him all the time.
I'm on the phone with Presnall quite a bit. Got a couple coming up with Gary. Knows how to get it done. Gary's a great man also. I think more importantly than being a great at his job, he's a really wonderful guy.
I do like when his commercials pop up because his cat is becoming more popular than Gary. I mean, when they see Norm has become so. Gary, if you're listening right now, just know the more commercials you produce with Norm in them, you're going to go a long way. In fact, it might be a good idea just to bring Norm to the bank. If you got people coming in, go, this is Norm. Meet Norm. He can be the therapy animal.
Remember the good
bank.
old days when people used to bring their animals to work?
Hell, they still do. Ross, I got to be honest with you. I mean, you just kind of brought something up when it comes to the emotional support animals, because now I get really judgmental. Can you believe that? I'm judgmental when I see dogs on a plane. It really bothers me. I mean, it really, really bothers me when I see somebody walk in and get on a plane and they got their little dog carrier with them, because they're too cheap to bring their dog to a kennel or hire somebody to watch their dog while they're gone and have that dog sit on their lap during a flight. I'm like, come on, people. Really? You got to bring your dog on vacation? Sorry. There's another rabbit hole we could go down.
I have relatives that have multiple small dogs that never leave, that are with them no matter where they go. Carry them around like a purse. You know what I mean?
I mean, I was in Costco yesterday and I saw a pet stroller. I'm like, really? What are leashes for? They're supposed to walk.
So like Kirby's getting old, man. Kirby's having a tough time getting up and down stairs.
Put him down. Put him down.
Gonna put her down yet. She's still just struggling on stairs. Jesus, you're quick.
I am quick. I'm like, up. Sooner you're gone, the sooner I can get a new dog. I'm heartless.
That's what I'm going to have to get your advice on too, because I've kind of painted myself into a little bit of a corner that I don't want to be in, I think.
Fish is starting to get on your nerves.
I love the fish. The fish has been great. The kids have been killing it with the fish
so far.
No, so far. We're a weekend. Let's give it time. The realization that my dog is, I'm coming towards the final laps here, right?
Yeah.
When my dog was healthy, it was really easy for me to say, this is the last dog I'm ever having. I'm tired of the dog hair. I'm tired of you got to constantly be coming in to let the dog out. You just, when you go on vacation, you got to find people to watch the dog. You get blah, 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 blah. There's all these responsibilities. Once this dog is gone, that'll be nice. Today, I woke up, I'm sitting there petting Kirby, and I had the thought of like, I'm going to have to get another dog.
I mean,
I've already told Courtney that I wasn't going to get another dog.
Anjanette insists that we're not going to get another dog after Arlo. And Arlo, God willing, has another 6 to 8 years of life in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm kind of with you. I love the Great Pyrenees.
Unless he starts to struggle on the stairs, then
we're going to put him. Then we're going to put him down. Okay. Now I'll never know because we don't let him go up and down the stairs. We keep him confined to the kitchen and in our bedroom. I do get sick of the dog hair. The Pyrenees sheds more than anybody could ever imagine. If you think your dog sheds, come to my house and I will show you a pillow that could, the guy who does Love My Pillow or whatever,
My Pillow.
My Pillow.
Yeah.
He could use. I mean, Arlo's producing 3 to 4 pillows a day. I mean, that's just how bad it is. But there is something.
Mike Lindell is that guy's name.
There is something about having a dog in the house at night when you're sleeping just because they hear noises. They are very alert of what's going on outside the house. I do like that from a protection standpoint.
Yeah.
But Anjanette insists no more dogs after Arlo.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that too. Okay. But I'm not going to take a dog on a plane ever. I'm not going to say.
I can't imagine that, dude.
Either can I. And I love my dog. But I know it's just a dog. I can have that emotional detachment from the dog when it comes to he's a member of the family, yes.
I was at the mall with Audrey and we saw one of the emotional support, it was like a German Shepherd type sized dog. And it had the do not pet vest on, right? And some lady, of course, is like, can I pet your dog? I'm like, jeez.
Can you, first of all, can you read?
And the lady goes, oh, of course. Like, what are we doing? What?
Do not pet the dog. You can ask to pet the dog. Just don't come up and pet. You got to ask me first.
Yeah. Do not pet the dog. Ask first is what it should say underneath it.
Because if you ask nicely, I'm going to let you pet the dog. And put your knuckles out there so it can smell it. And then you can go in for the
palm. Open palm under his.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I don't know if anybody followed the transfer portal over the weekend. It was the wild west.
Nobody did. What?
Holy crap. Holy moly. It is, and it's just not with all the former Iowa State players, because we're going to go to that. But it is literally the Wild West right now. This is free agency on double, triple secret steroids, man. I mean, it's just it's hard to even follow what's going on and the amount of recruiting that's going on. And it started with former Iowa State players, Ross, as Ben Bramer was the first to commit to Matt Campbell at Iowa State, and then the dominoes, or at Penn State, and then the dominoes fell. Rocco Becht, Carson Hansen, they all started. I think it's 13 or 16 players have committed to. So I'm going to call Penn State next year Iowa State East. I mean, that's the only way we can really look at it.
I saw something on Twitter or Facebook or one of the social medias last night, and it was like the Iowa State logo, but instead it was a P instead of the I State. It was P State. Okay, that's good.
And then,
I wondered how many it would take before, if it was a matter of which ones went with him, what that would look like. I saw Abu Samo is at Wisconsin. Good for him. Hope that I mean, again, hope that works out for him every game but one next year. I wondered how many it would take. It didn't take many before I saw a lot of people that were like, man, I seen a lot of the angry at Matt Campbell stuff.
And I think just to believe there wasn't tampering, we have no proof of this, but you're going to have a really hard way to tell me there was not tampering going on, going back to when these guys said, hey, we're not playing in a bowl game. And the excuse was, hey, we may not have enough players, we're too injured. I think there was a clear understanding that these guys were on their way out and they were going to follow Matt Campbell, and Matt Campbell said, come along for the ride. Now, what Matt Campbell should have done in his team meeting is said, as a leader of men, is say, hey, I know it's tempting to come with me, but finish what you started here. Finish what you started here.
And that's going to ring hollow. That's going to ring hollow for you to say, hey, guys, I need you to finish what we started while I walk away.
No, it's finish what you started, because coaches should always not take the credit for the success. They always should say it for the players. So the message should have been, finish what you started. So you have Rocco Becht, Brent Eskelson, Carson Hansen, Ben Bramer, Trevor Burr, Caleb Bacon, Alex Mansky, a backup quarterback.
Who's a really highly recruited quarterback.
Yes.
Yep.
Gabe Burkle, Marcus Neal, Caleb Bacon.
Mentioned Bacon, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of players. What's going to sting, Ross, and we've talked about this, what is going to sting is when Penn State makes the college football playoff next year and maybe is in contention for the national championship. And if Penn State wins the national championship, you're going to look at that with probably all Iowa State starters and go, well, if these guys could win the national championship, would have Iowa State won the national championship? And I don't think it's far-fetched to say that Penn State's going to be, when you look at their schedule in the college football playoff, their schedule's not, it's manageable. Very manageable. Does this, if you're Jamie Pollard, again, I haven't talked to Jamie. I don't think now is the right time to reach out to him. Maybe I should. But I mean, if you're a Cyclone fan, does it hurt more now that you see it? Or did it hurt more when he left and these guys entered the transfer portal?
That was the Band-Aid getting ripped off. This is putting pressure back on the wound. It hurt more when this is a reminder of that pain, though. You thought this was going to happen. This is the moment that hurt the most was the first one. This is now the when somebody comes up to you and goes, "Oh, I see you got a Band-Aid on. How's that feel?" And you go, "Oh, mother."
And what we predicted happened. And people thought I was trolling. And people like, you guys have turned into such trolls. This was on X. And they said, Ross, you're better than this. Well, I retweeted Ben Bramer's announcement that he was and it was Penn State's announcement that said, welcome home. Welcome home, Ben Bramer. Well, first of all, Ben Bramer's from Nebraska. Okay. And he's played, at Iowa State his entire career. He's not going home to Penn State. And so I just retweeted it and I said, welcome home, and put like the emoji of hand over face, and goes, you guys are trolling us. I'm like, no, I'm making fun of Penn State. I'm making fun of Ben Bramer for saying welcome home.
An Iowa State fan thought that you were trolling Iowa State by writing that?
Yes. And I'm like, you interpreted this all wrong. I'm not trolling anybody. I'm actually making fun of Penn State. I'm making fun of these players, saying they're doing exactly what we thought they were going to do. When Rocco Becht announced that he was going to Penn State, what did it say? We are. I'm like,
that's the one. That was the one I was ready for. I think it might have even been Caleb Bacon or one of the defensive guys. It's the highlight. It's an Iowa State highlight. They've now superimposed the Penn State jersey and helmet on. But you look at it and you go, hey, that's our dirt. That dirt on your pants, that's Iowa dirt on those white jeans. We are. Just another slogan, just another marketing phrase.
Humphrey Bogart 45 says, I think Travis is being a little overreaction. There were less than a third of Penn State starters to stay. If Penn State wins the national title, ISU would have is crazy to me. Guess I don't know exactly what you mean by that. Am I overreacting?
Oh, you just shared it because it said Travis is overreacting, and you.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Overreacting about what? About because what you said was, if Penn State goes on to win, they have a super light schedule. They've got a really talented roster. They brought in a bunch of guys that are familiar with Matt Campbell that will now be able to go to that other 2/3 of the roster and say, hey, this guy knows what the hell he's talking about. Get on board here. And your point was that if they go on to do the season that a lot of people expect that they will do, that Iowa State fans will look at it and feel that it's gonna be another push on that Band-Aid.
Yes.
I agree with you. I don't think that's overreaction at all.
I mean,
if the Hawkeyes had a player that went on and did great things, if Jake Rudock had went on to lead Michigan to a national title, there would have been a party that would have been like, damn it, he could have done that in a Hawkeye uniform.
Yeah, if Jazz Patterson goes out and wins the Heisman Trophy someplace next year, we're going to be like,
you could win some money on that. Promise you that.
Well, I know that. I'm just using that as an example.
Caden again, there's so many examples of guys. I think that's a layup. If the guys that leave you, especially this number, your head coach, the quarterback, the running back, you're going to see all these guys wearing blue and celebrating, and we are in next year on your national television. And yeah, I think that's going to make you feel a certain sort of, again, it's going to be another push on that injury. Go, damn it. Forgot that injury was there.
Well, you almost have to look at this as an ACL injury, meaning it's going to take a year to heal and rehab, meaning you're going to have to follow this all year long. We're going to have to hear about it all year long. And if they get to the playoffs, it won't be over until these guys graduate and move on to the next level, because you're going to hear about it. You're going to see it. It's going to be unavoidable. It will really be unavoidable. I mean, does Penn State start the season, even though like a team in the top 15, top 10 next year?
Yeah. Yes, with that schedule, with the talent that they've got. Yep, I think that's fair. Probably right in that range, I would say, Travis. I'm in no way an expert when it comes to preseason predictions in January, but I would think so. Yeah, I mean, Rocco Becht is a very highly respected quarterback. Matt Campbell's an extremely highly respected coach. He's bringing in a bunch of guys that have proven themselves over the course of years. Yeah. The game says the home post was for Caleb Bacon, who is from Lake Mills. So that's another one. There's another.
So they did a couple then, because they did one for Bramer too. Which I get. You want to welcome into the fold. You want to say, hey, but it's not home. It's a stopping point. Now, I was watching, and we'll get to this a little bit later on.
It's a money grab.
It's a money grab.
Good for them. Good for everybody involved. I hope that they are all getting paid well.
What do you think? I mean, Rocco Becht plays 3 years at Iowa State. Bramer, 3 years? What do you think when next year or the following year when they're in the National Football League and they do the starting lineups and Bramer goes tight end, Penn State? You're gonna be like, man, could you have just said Iowa State?
Is this why so many guys use their high school? Or
I've noticed that now. Like Aaron Rodgers last night did not mention Cal. He just said Aaron Rodgers, Chico, California.
See, I think a lot of guys do that. And maybe not that Aaron Rodgers didn't. Maybe he transferred. I don't know. Aaron Rodgers ruined his relationship with the people at Cal? No way.
Aaron Rodgers has ruined every relationship he's ever had. Relationships and Aaron Rodgers don't go hand in hand. Irish Hawkeye says Justin's going to be busy today where Travis is wrong.
Okay. Good. We need good. We're trying to give. What we're doing is we're testing him, guys.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is Travis has intentionally said some things that were wrong and not corrected himself just to see if Justin's doing his job. We'll see if he passes.
Now they're saying, well, hold on now, because Beck graduated, and this is the clarification. Beck graduated from Iowa State. He did, but he's going to play his final year at Penn State.
You're just asking, how's that when they are doing those lineup announcements?
Yes. Do you claim, and if you win a national title at Penn State or make the college football playoff, or all of a sudden you a Nittany Lion?
I don't know. Listen, here's what I'm hoping for. Some news starts to come out that Jimmy Rogers is starting to land some guys that are going to make a difference with Iowa State as well. And then that there can start to be some hope and hype. The expectations are manageable from Iowa State football fans right now. Next year, there's nobody that is like, oh, here we go. That's an okay spot to be in if you're Jimmy Rogers. You come in here and you've got manageable expectations. Get a couple dudes that can make some plays and make a difference and get people excited. And
they did land quarterback Jalen Rayner out of Arkansas State. Now he's following his former offensive coordinator, Keith Heckendorf, who's the quarterback's coach at Iowa State. And I actually kind of like this. He's thrown for almost 10,000 yards over his career. He was the leading passer in the Sun Belt Conference. And, you go, well, it's the Sun Belt. Well, hold on. Arkansas State took Iowa State to the wire this year. And we've seen these smaller conference people move up and have success. Now, but
the Ole Miss quarterback. We just got done talking about the Ole Miss quarterback who was a D2 or JUCO, D2 or D3.
He was D2 at Ferris State and got a lot of corrections over the weekend when we said he played in front of hundreds of people. They're like, he opened up in front of 10,000 against Pitt State. Okay, sorry.
Wow. Had no idea Ferris State The Bulldogs drew him in like that.
There you
I
go.
almost said blew him in like that. That's how you get. Sorry.
One name that I haven't heard in the transfer portal yet. I mean, LSU is without a quarterback now. You know Lane Kiffin's going to go to work, but we'll see with all the other money flying around how much success Lane Kiffin has. You had the kid from Cincinnati commit to Texas Tech yesterday. Sorsby, that's a good get. Indiana got a quarterback. Nebraska got a quarterback.
Nebraska landed Notre Dame's quarterback.
Yeah. But Dylan Raiola's name hasn't popped up anywhere, which is kind of surprising. And you see some of these bigger schools landing quarterbacks. Dylan Raiola might be a guy without a home, or at least one to where you can contend to be in the college football playoff or the college football national championship. Maybe people go, you know what? Maybe you're not as good as you think, and maybe we don't want to deal with the family.
Was he sold a bag of goods? Was he told to get in the portal because there would be a job, there'd be an offer waiting for him, and that hasn't? Or Travis, is this a wait and see? I mean, again, it did just open. I think that it's just another reminder that conversation you started earlier about the tampering thing. Whenever these things happen, it's funny. It is that piss on your leg and tell you it's raining thing. When minutes after the free agency window opens in the NFL, you've got a quarterback signing a 7-year, $150 million. You're like, you guys negotiated that in 9 seconds? No, very obviously they were doing something they weren't supposed to be doing, and they were talking to people they weren't supposed to be doing. But then they just say, well, I mean, I wonder what tampering would mean in this situation? Like when you said you've got this gut instinct that says the reason they didn't play that bowl game is because a lot of them knew that this was coming down the road.
I mean, look how early they all jumped in the transfer portal anyway. I mean, the transfer portal didn't open until January 2nd. We had mid-December guys going, I'm in the transfer portal when it opens. And then 2 days later, when you're not supposed to have any contact with anybody, a day after it opens, you're signed, sealed, and delivered. And
graphics departments got their stuff ready to roll out for each kid.
Yeah.
And again, this stuff, I know that you can do that stuff quickly. It doesn't happen in seconds.
No. And by the way, Matt Campbell's not the only one. Every school across the country is doing this. That's why it's the Wild West. And that's why at least I do. I don't know how Ross feels about this. I don't want to put words in your mouth. And I'm all open for guys getting paid. I'm all open for transfer portal to an extent. I think there needs to be something worked out with a calendar that makes a little more sense. Yeah. I mean, look at the coaching situation at Ole Miss. Right now, it looks like none of those, they didn't expect them to get to the semifinals. And now, like, Charlie Weiss Jr. may be the only one of those assistant coaches to go back to Ole Miss. I mean, they're losing assistant coaches because of the window, which is really, really weird to me. But I just want transparency. And you're right. These NFL deals or Major League Baseball deals or whatever, they're getting negotiated by agents. I understand that. But when you know you're going to be a free agent, probably happens behind the scenes. But it's just, man, it's just hard to follow. It's hard to follow.
So, yeah. Agreed, Travis. This is wild, and it is weird, and it's hard to follow, and it's chaotic. I think things are going to settle down. Like we talked about with Kluver last week and said, this money, this Kenny Dillingham coming out and saying, hey, $20 million, I'll make you the most famous guy in town. For 1 year. $20 million, you get 12 months on top of the mountain. And then guess what happens next year? We need 25. Who's got 25? Who's got 25? Who wants to be the most famous guy in town? 25 million. 25 million. I got 25 going once, 25 going twice. Every year. And these guys with lots of money, even billions of dollars, the Texas Tech billionaire, that's the oil guy who's like, oh, I got more. At some point, he's going to look around and go, wait, I've given how much money and we've won how many games? Turn that spigot off. That's going to happen. Here, and this is the other side of that free market equation. Tony wrote this in. Based on the last 2 or 3 years of stats, nearly 40% of portal entries don't find a landing spot. And I think what he probably means by that, Tony, is considered a better landing spot. Saw posts from players saying many of these guys just ended their careers. They don't even know it yet.
Or they're going to end up at a Drake, or they're going to end up at, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing at all. But if you're leaving a Division I program and portaling out of there thinking, I'm going to be a star at Alabama. So I think both things are going to happen. Number one, players are going to start realizing the portal that definition of the grass is not always greener. It's there for the kids that made a mistake or have been put in a situation they don't want to be in, and they can get out of it. It shouldn't be willy-nilly at your discretion. You got to work through some stuff. So the players will start to realize it's not everything that they think it's cracked up to be. The guys with the money are going to start waking up to this. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong a lot. Maybe these people with the money will just continue to say, this is fun. This is fun. Pay these coaches millions of dollars, not even to coach anymore. Pay these players and have them play a year for us and get a couple tackles.
So I missed this.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's true or not.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Fire away.
Dylan Raiola to Northwestern.
Really? Okay.
That's an interesting move. He goes from one N on the helmet to another N on the helmet.
That's funny. Yeah. One side of the state to the other side of the state.
But you have Chip Kelly now running the offense there, and you're probably looking at it. And did Northwestern all of a sudden come into an influx of cash? You got Chip Kelly, you've got the new stadium, you've got the...
Yeah, Tony writes in that he says, no, it's not a clarification on a better landing spot. That stat of 40% is kids that were done at Division I.
Might end up at a Grandview.
You have a 40% chance of not even playing Division I football next year.
Now, but let's look at this. I'm trying to justify this. So there's a lot of guys who go, you know what, I just want to play. Yeah. And they're not going to play. And they know
that's great.
But they know they're going to have to go down. I think there may be some who go, well, if I land at a MAC school or a Sunbelt school, that'd be great. But I understand that through my first couple years or first year, I'm probably not good enough. And I think there's a number of them who goes, you know, I just want to play. I'm going to go to a Northern Iowa. I'm going to go to a North Dakota State. And that's what they're going to do. Got an hour in the books. Don't forget that Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company has been proudly bottling and distributing Coca-Cola products right here in the Midwest for over a century. Ross and I have visited Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company.
It's a cool spot, man.
It is a really, really cool spot to watch Coke being made, Coca-Cola being made fresh. And we had one right off the assembly line. Tastes amazing. The whole process, spectacular. Serving more than 725 communities across Iowa and neighboring states, producing millions of cases every year, from Coca-Cola to Diet Coke to Sprite to Fresca to Body Armor to Dasani Water. It's Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
There's more Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
This time of year, the roads we travel mean more than ever. They bring us closer to family, to friends, to moments that truly matter. At Willis Chevrolet, we're grateful for every journey you've taken with us. Thank you for trusting us to help you get there. Your loyalty, your stories, your smile, that's what drives us every day to do the best job possible. For the month of December, mention to your service advisor, Adam or Randall, that you've seen this ad, and you can get $20 off any service of your choice. Happy holidays from Willis Chevrolet. Here's to safe travels, warm memories, and the road ahead.
For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Willis Automotive powers the Rush Radio Show. If you're in the market for a vehicle, this is where you start. New, used, or certified pre-owned, Willis Automotive has the selection, the people, and the service to make it easy. No pressure, no games. Just a team that knows how to take care of you. Check them out at willisauto.com. That's willisauto.com, and experience the difference. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. 515-517-2303 is the number to call. Hanging out with us till 8 o'clock today. Good to have, I know it's been a weird last couple of weeks with Christmas and New Year's. If you're back into your normal routine, it's good to have you back with us to start your mornings. And Ross, I tell you what, the NFL regular season ended last night, and there could not have been maybe a better game to end the regular season that went down to the wire as the Pittsburgh Steelers lock up the AFC North with a win over the Baltimore Ravens, 26-24. Comes down to a Tyler Loop missed 44-yard field goal as time expires. Kickers, you either love
kickers.
them.
So I was just going to say kickers.
Kickers.
See guys hitting 70-yard field goals now. You're like, man, kickers are getting better and better and better. And then you remember, it's still a really difficult thing. Pressure's on. Little things go wrong.
And it was really weird watching that kick. It was like straight, and then it just veered right. And you're like, how that defies the laws of physics. How did that happen? It's like when you hit a golf shot, right? You're like, oh, it's beautiful off the tee. Then you're like, Where'd that slice come from?
Why is it going that direction? How is it going behind me? I've done that.
Yeah. I mean, it was really, really weird. And you could just see the look on John Harbaugh's face. You could just, the entire Baltimore team was like, wow, that just happened. They're out of the playoffs. The Steelers go on to the playoffs. Does this justify Aaron Rodgers? Is Aaron Rodgers justified after his previous 2 seasons with the Jets, which were a disaster, and now winning a division title with the Steelers? Does that go, okay, that was a good move by the Steelers? Obviously, it was a good move by the Steelers.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know what you meant by does it justify, or do you mean do the Steelers, are the Steelers justified in having brought him in to be the starting quarterback of this team? Absolutely. I mean, you win the division, you're going to the playoffs. They won the division too, right? They lock up the division with that.
Yeah, they lock up. Yeah, they lock up the division.
What else up to this point? What else could you have wanted from the guy? Is it all Aaron Rodgers? Absolutely not. Did he do the job he needed to do to get the team to where they are? Yeah, I think that's. I wasn't sure what you meant by is this because he's still a Hall of Famer. He's solidifying all of that stuff. I don't think there's anything he could do to necessarily jeopardize that part of his legacy. Everybody's made up their mind on Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, he's a polarizing figure. There's no doubt about that.
And you've decided which side of that you're on, and that's okay. So I wasn't sure what you meant by that. Like, is he justified in sticking around? I mean, he's not the MVP he used to be.
No.
Is he a serviceable quarterback? Would half the teams in the league still want Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback? Yeah.
Well, I mean, he did lead them on now what is considered a game-winning drive. They scored with 55 seconds to go. I mean, that's what Aaron Rodgers does. I guess we look at it and go, okay, if he would have finished his career with the Jets, we would have gone, boy, that was just a bad ending to a career. You know, Peyton Manning had the good ending. Tom Brady had a decent ending because he ended up winning a Super Bowl at Tampa Bay. Here it would have been Aaron Rodgers, man. You went to... I mean, Brett Favre got to the NFC Championship with the Vikings.
Uh-huh.
Here it would have been, and we look at the Jets now, and you go, God, Aaron Rodgers was bad with the Jets. I think we can just establish the Jets are just a bad franchise.
I told you this stat before we came on the air because I had not heard this one at all. Never in the history of the NFL, since they started doing interceptions as a stat in 1933, never has a team ended the NFL with less than 2 interceptions. The Jets had 0. Since interceptions first became a recorded stat more than 90 years ago, no team has gone an entire season without fewer than 2 picks. Headline from Yahoo Sports: Jets officially go entire season without recording an interception in NFL first since 1933. They didn't just break the record, they smashed it and made it unbreakable. You can only tie the Jets now from now on in ineptitude. That's incredible.
I mean, how can a team be so bad for so long? I mean, I think a lot of people look, well, was Rodgers a bad culture fit? I just think the whole thing was a bad fit because you still have to be run as an organization. And you look at the strong organizations out there, there are dysfunctional ones and there are functioning ones. Dallas is a dysfunctional organization. They're not as bad as the Jets, but it's a dysfunctional organization. I think the Falcons are dysfunctional. They fired Morris last night. Yeah. Even though they go on a roll towards the end of the season, you fire your general manager, you fire your head coach after 2 years. The Jets have been through head coaches. It is just a dysfunctional organization. Let's look at the Steelers. Are the Steelers great every year? No, but they're pretty darn consistent.
They're right there. They're really good every year, and some years they're great. When are they bad? Well, not since Mike Tomlin's been there. I mean,
they weren't bad under Bill Cowher.
Right, exactly.
And they weren't bad under Chuck Noll. I mean, you're talking 7 weeks ago, Mike Tomlin was on the hot seat. Mike Tomlin was like, it's time to move. You know, a lot of people say it's Ben Roethlisberger, who he played for, was on his own podcast going, It's time to go. Maybe he should go take a different job. He'd be good for Penn State.
Travis, what is it that makes a good franchise and a bad franchise? Like if I said name the worst franchise in the NFL,
it's the Jets right now.
But the Browns would have to be in that conversation.
The Raiders would be up there.
And, you hear former NFL players talk about it, and they talk about Cincinnati as being one of the most dysfunctional organizations. There's a behind the scenes thing.
Yeah, it starts.
Owner, dude from Iowa says owner, top down. That's what it is.
It's all top down.
Okay.
I think it's. I mean, look at the great organizations. Even though the Patriots took a step back when Belichick and Brady left, look where they're back to again.
Yeah, but
because Robert Kraft has expectations and there's a methodology to follow.
But the Chiefs took a long time. The Chiefs were a mediocre team for decades.
But did we ever look at the Chiefs and go, "You're like the Jets"?
No, never, and never saw them as a bad organization. That's a good point. Yeah.
I'm not saying organizations can't have bad years or go long periods of time without being great, but you're never as dysfunctional as this. Dallas is good, but Jerry Jones is just can't get out of his own way. I don't know what the Jets are doing.
Dude from Iowa nailed it. Owner. The Raiders. Why
Mark
were the
Davis.
Raiders such a crazy, dysfunctional, not even dysfunctional, because they had success, but they were volatile.
Because Al Davis was volatile.
Yeah, exactly right. Why are the Cowboys the way they are? Because of Jerry Jones. That's exactly
Remember,
right. It's the
I
owner.
called you last week and I said, because it was like the anniversary of the Cowboys' last championship. I mean, this is how far it's been 30 years, folks, since the Cowboys last won a Super Bowl. 30 years. And Barry Switzer was the coach of that team. And I'm like, I can't believe it's been 30 years. It seems like yesterday. The crazy thing is now the big discussion is still, is Mike Tomlin, if they lose in the first round, is he still the guy for the Steelers? And now they're talking about John Harbaugh might be on his way out in Baltimore. He's been there since 2008. Tomlin's been with Pittsburgh since 2007, I believe. Harbaugh's been with Baltimore since 2008. And it's because of the relationship between Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh. Now, we've seen this before. Andy Reid was a good coach with the Eagles, just couldn't get the Eagles over the hump. And went to Kansas City, and the rest is history. Sometimes you do need just a fresh look. But it's not like the Steelers are broken. It's not like it's not like Baltimore's broken. I think you know why the Steelers have been good, Ross? Ownership, first of all. But they haven't sold their process down for a player. Meaning, you're going to see a lot of colleges now go all in on a player. And
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And so they've never been, we're going to wrap our whole franchise around this player.
Trav, that happens in the NFL a lot. How many times have the Browns done it?
How many quarterbacks have they had start since the last 20 years? Crazy thing is Kansas City got beat by the Raiders yesterday. Now they're down to like their tryout quarterback. I mean, it was
right.
Once they got eliminated from the playoffs, it was like, okay.
I did not even pay attention to that game at all.
The only game that mattered to me yesterday was
who were the Kansas City Chiefs quarterbacks yesterday?
Oh, I have no clue. Hold on. So they played multiple, according to you.
Yep.
Will I even know the names?
I didn't. In his fourth season out of SMU, Shane Buechele was 7 of 14. And in his third season out of South Dakota State, Chris Oladukin. Yeah.
No clue.
He was 11 of 17. Chiefs managed 84 yards through the air yesterday. Something seems very odd here. That can't be right. What is going on with this stat sheet? Something's off. Because it says that Steve Buechele was 7 of 14 for 88 yards, and Chris Oladukin was 11 of 17 for 58 yards. But it has the team total of 84 yards. Oh, because they lost 62 yards in sacks. Oh. Anyway,
Wow.
So even with that win, Bus says that the Raiders still get that number one pick, because I did see that that was one of the, following the number one pick drama over the last couple of weeks, I didn't realize that the Raiders would hold on to it with that win. So good for them.
But I think if you look at the franchises that are consistent over time, it starts with ownership. I mean, look at the Yankees. The Yankees have the money to go, but say what you want about the Steinbrenners. It's been they're competitive. They're and you know what else? Unlike George Steinbrenner, what is this version of the Steinbrenners? They've let Brian Cashman do his thing. A lot of people think Brian Cashman's going to be out the door or whatever, but they let him do his thing. You can have all the athletes you want. You can have all the superstars you want, but there still needs to be a culture. There still needs to be leadership, expectations, a way of doing things.
Travis, that back to our conversation on college sports, that's what I think eventually the guys that are cutting these big checks are going to realize that same thing. Like, wait, I'm not giving the money to the wrong people. You got to get the right people in here, and then the money will come back. But I'm not going to give the money to the people that can't win and can't deliver the national championships, like down at Texas Tech. The expectation is not going to be get us some wins, let's have some fun. Man, you start spending that sort of money, you're going to say, win national titles. BYU. Crumble cookies ain't going to be around forever.
But the Mormon Church will be. So
exactly.
So...
But what again? Gonna have to have a return on that. The portal, 40% of guys don't end up in a D1 spot. Well, maybe that's what the portal will turn into, is just a way for guys to kind of get out and find a playing spot at a D2, D3, NAIA level.
And before there was the portal, by the way, you probably saw a lot of this going to FCS or Division II. It just wasn't called the portal, and people didn't have to go. After thanking God and guidance from Jesus, I'm entering the trade. It's like become this customary thing that everybody has to announce they're going to the portal.
I think it is sometimes forgotten that guys were cut.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, for decades, for generations, if guys were cut, the school could at any point say you are in the transfer portal.
Or
we didn't
it
call
was done a little more gracefully, going, John, here's the deal. I like you as a person, but we really don't see a place for you playing here. We would love to help you find a landing spot.
Scholarships were always a year-to-year contract.
Yes. And people didn't understand that. They thought when you signed, it was a 4-year deal. Yep. And some coaches honored that. Some coaches said, hey, we committed to you.
Most did. Most of those were 4-year honors.
Yeah.
Texas just had a wide receiver. Did you see that? There's this wide receiver from Texas who basically had to put out the graphic, hey, thank you to all the fans. But his at the end said, I never thought I would be posting this, but I'm entering the transfer portal. Essentially saying, yeah, the coaches came to me and said, hey, man, this ain't the spot for you. You've got a pink slip in your locker.
But wouldn't you rather have somebody be honest with you? Like it's
totally.
Like,
and I just think it deserves to be brought up that there was always the one-way street of the university saying, kid, you're gone.
Yeah.
And now that the kid can say, hey, university, I'm gone, we've got people throwing their hands up in the air and clutching their pearls. It'll work out. We're in the mud. Wheels got to spin for a little while. We'll get some traction and figure it out.
The narrative I refuse to accept is that college football is ruined, right? I'm not going to accept that because I still love watching college football. Now, we talked about the Wild West in hour number 1 and what we're seeing at Penn State and all this stuff. As much as it drives you crazy and trying to follow it all, it's still not ruined. When August and September roll around, you and I are going to be jonesing to watch the Hawks.
That's, Travis, it's kind of like my argument against boxing. Whenever I say, oh, man, boxing is dead, and then you go, well, guys are getting paid millions of dollars to step in the ring. You go, oh, yeah, that's right.
And people are still...
college football is dead. Boy, we should tell the people that are giving billions of dollars to it.
And look at the ratings. It's not dead. And unbeknownst to us, I mean, you look at some of the bowl games where you're like... Ratings were up like 13% for bowl games this year. Yes.
For the whatever
the
Gasparilla.
The crazy thing is, Ross, and this is, you got to hand it to I'm going to ask you a question, and I almost just gave it away.
All right.
Of the non-big bowl games, meaning the Orange Bowl, the Rose Bowl, those games.
Yeah.
What do you think the most watched bowl game was?
Was it the Iowa game?
No.
Oh, okay. You said you laughed at it the second time. You said no. There was a chuckle.
The Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Oh, really?
And I think that has to do with marketing.
The sideshow.
Because Greta had a friend here, and she was leaving. I go, "Where are you off to in such a hurry?" She goes, "My family and I always get together to watch the Pop-Tarts Bowl every year." I'm like, "I didn't know you were a sports fan." "Oh, I'm not, but we watch the Pop-Tarts Bowl." I think people like the gimmicky Pop-Tart, the spectacle that is the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
That would be hard to something. Holy cow, you're right. Jesus, Travis. Bowl games are the halftime show of the college football season.
If you do it right.
My kids this weekend are like, Dad, what do you think about Bad Bunny being the halftime show? And I said, guys, here's an important lesson to learn. The halftime show is not for me. I'm going to watch the Super Bowl. Audrey, are you going to watch the Super Bowl this year? What if Taylor Swift was the halftime show? Eli said this to Audrey. If Taylor Swift were the halftime show, what would you do? And Audrey's like, I'd watch the Super Bowl. Bingo. The Pop-Tarts Bowl, wow.
From the live mascots to the dancing to going into the toaster at the end, people like the show. So for the Big Boy Lawnmower Bowl, I think at halftime we have lawnmower races. I think we put a track up.
Have you ever seen lawnmower racing, by the way?
Yes, love it.
Like the real deal where these guys,
love it.
They don't even they barely look like lawnmowers.
I mean, but it's fun to watch.
And they fly. It's not rabbit speed. No, these things go like 40. They have a track down in Carlisle. They have a lawnmower racing track down in Carlisle.
Is there banking to it?
I think it's flat. Can
That's
you imagine
part of the a lawnmower on a bank going around there and turning into
They don't have decks on them. They take the decks off. So they, again.
Got to lighten that thing up.
Oh, and they freaking fly.
I mean, on the Big Boy lawnmower, you could put in a regular track. You could have a drag race over 100 yards. Now, you might do some damage to the field, but people, you know what? I'd tune into that. Say, coming up at halftime, the Big Boy mower drag races.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I'd tune into that also.
Something about it. I think like 8 million people watched the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Why? Not because of the football, and it was an okay game.
Yeah.
But it was the entertainment factor that went with it, where people go, I eat Pop-Tarts. Oh, let's watch this. Oh, this is kind of cool.
It's just the spectacle. That's really interesting. Yeah. So you laughed at the Iowa game. It was a long ways down?
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it did okay, but it wasn't the Pop-Tarts Bowl. That's why you look at Iowa State when you played in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. That was probably the bowl to be in. Right now, people are like, I want to be in the Pop-Tarts Bowl because that's the game everybody's going to watch. Pop-Tarts Bowl might be the new, if we're not going to make the playoff, can we go to the Pop-Tarts Bowl? It's now the grand poppy of them all.
The grand poppy. Oh my gosh. That was fantastic. You got to share that with the world.
Should I tell that to Kellogg's?
You got to get a hold of folks. You got to get a hold of Tony the Tiger himself. You should call up there today and say, guys, is Tony in? I've got your next. They're great. Kellogg's, do they do Tony the Tiger?
Or is that
Toast?
Post, yeah, Post is help us out, folks.
Captain Crunch. Maybe it's Captain Crunch you got to call.
Post
who's running that Kellogg's operation now? Betty Crocker's still there?
Let us know if is Tony the Tiger Post, is that like their version of cornflakes? Nope. Fake Bob Vanderplatz is telling us that Kellogg's is Tony the Tiger.
Kellogg's, okay. Okay, I'm sure he's the guy in charge there then.
The Grand Poppy of them all.
Grand Pop-Tart of them all. That's the Grand Poppy.
How fast do you think the Rose Bowl would sue?
Oh, they're already mad. They're already they wake up angry if you're a part of the Rose Bowl. You wake up with a chip on your shoulder that all of college football doesn't play all of their games at your hallowed stadium.
That's what we're going to call it from here on out. Next year when the Pop-Tarts Bowl rolls around, we're going to call it the Grand Poppy of them all.
We'll forget. We're going to long forget. You'll say it again in a year, and I'll think it's the greatest, most creative thing I've ever heard.
Hey, one of your New Year's resolutions was to write down either great show topics we talked about or great ideas.
You think Grand Poppy of them all is one that I'm going to remember?
That's why you should write it down. Keep a mental note.
Justin, if you're listening, here's your first January note, I guess.
Dusty's not wrong. We need like a Lucky Charms bowl. You know what we could do with Lucky Charms? Moving a pot of gold around the stadium.
There'd be so many people angry. You'd have a leprechaun out there. They'd have to get like Peter Dinklage to... People would be so angry.
Folks, don't forget, the bats do hibernate in Iowa, but that doesn't mean they disappear. Even during hibernation, bats can still shift around inside walls or attics. They create noise, might scare the crap out of you, occasionally find their way into your living space. Pest control is not seasonal. It's year-round. When temperatures drop, spiders, cluster flies, and mice head inside. We have one of those like 5-gallon tanks where the mice can go up.
You told me about that. Yeah.
There were 8 in the bucket the other day.
Crap.
8.
You need to pay Corey whatever it needs to take to get him to Omaha.
But this was they go inside to the attic because they're trying. Remember when it was like 4 below?
Yeah, I get it.
Corey, if you want to make a road trip,
he would. Well, I don't know if that's
right now I'm drowning the mice, literally drowning. Protect your homes all winter long with Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions. Your trusted local family-owned experts. Corey is the man. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today. Protect your home, save money, and don't forget you get 10% off any pest or wildlife service when you mention the Rush Radio Show. It's a great way to save before your winter pests settle in. Or go to batsandbugspestsolutions.com. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
With the holiday season approaching quickly and winter weather on the way, now is a great time to get your car serviced at Lexus. Hi, I'm Josh Romick, Service Manager at Willis Lexus. I want you to take advantage of our winter service event, which is $100 off a set of 4 tires, $65 off of batteries, $25 off of brake pads, $10 off of wiper blades, and if you buy them all together, it's an additional $50 off. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com. Thank you for watching and happy holidays.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. Whoop. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Hi everyone, it's Marion with Willis. Christmas is coming up and that means traveling to see your family. You can't see your family if you can't see the road, and you can't see the road with old wiper blades. So come on down to Willis to get $10 off a set of wiper blades with the purchase of an oil change for the whole month of December. Give us a call or schedule online at willisvolvocars.com.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Are you ready to join the frenzy from the Iowa Lottery? Get ready for this, because this is cool. You could win an Iowa Wolves courtside seats or a VIP experience with the Minnesota Timberwolves, including watching warm-ups courtside, plus $1,000 cash and a night in Minneapolis. This promotion from the Iowa Lottery is open for entries now. Here's what you need to know. Non-winning Cash Frenzy scratch tickets could be entered into your Iowa Lottery VIP account for a chance to win. There's going to be 2 entry periods. The first entry period ends before 10 a.m. on January 26th. The early entry to period number 2 ends before 10 a.m. on March 3rd. Courtside seats to an Iowa Wolves game or a VIP Lotto Zone courtside experience at Iowa Wolves is also available. All entries not selected as winners will go into the grand prize drawing for the Timberwolves VIP weekend package. And if you're not a VIP member of the Iowa Lottery, go to iowalottery.com/VIP.
Did you say Timberwolves?
Wolves. Wolves? Wolves.
Did you see
I say wolves?
Did you see the video of Jenny Murphy trying the three-pointer for the NBA?
I did.
I love her so much, man.
Good that she goes out there and does that.
That was fantastic. I loved it. I'm a big fan of hers.
Do you
Her
think
husband.
do you think you and I could make an NBA 3 within 50 shots? I do. I'm pretty confident
within
that I could
50,
make it.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, honestly, because I think she did it on like her 20th, and I do think that I might struggle with that. If you give me 20, I mean, I think
you could do it within 20.
I think I would.
Yeah. I think you would.
But it'd be close.
Tell you what, in the first half the other day, Iowa had no problem hitting threes
Holy
against
cow.
UCLA. I was watching the Iowa UCLA game and trying to go, what's different besides the players and the coaches? And it really came down to me, Ross. There is an identity with this team. It was fun to see almost 13,000 people at Carver Hawkeye. The crowd was loud. And I'm like, they're watching a team that has an identity on offense, knows who it is. They have an identity on defense. They play hard on defense, man. They play really hard on defense. Now, they jumped out to the big first half lead, and credit UCLA, got back into it, but when they got as close as 4, I believe, Iowa just kind of pulled away and got the 74-61 win over the Bruins, handing the Bruins their first Big Ten loss, and Iowa goes to 2-1 in the Big Ten. And this team's fun to watch. Tomorrow's going to be an interesting game. They go on the road. They play Minnesota. 2 former Drake coaches going head-to-head. But this team is just fun
Travis,
to watch.
I think you hit it there, dude. Defense. If there's one thing that you look at and there's a glaring difference between what we've seen with Hawkeye teams in the past now, it's that approach on defense. You know how much Bennett Sturtz is just a kind of a special player.
At 27,
there's nothing super flashy or dynamic, but man, it is steady. It's controlled. I continue to see that pace thing where he just plays the game at his pace, and he's very slow. It's kind of methodical. He's not going to blow by guys. It's just fundamental and sound, and it's almost like a Kirk Ferentz approach to basketball. And
he hit some incredible shots. Here's what I thought was interesting. And I'm wondering if it was a message, because the game was fairly close. And it might have been around the 5 or 4 minute mark. And I think it was like a 6 or 4 point game. He had Bennett Sturtz on the bench. And I remember Jess Settles going, this is interesting. Because we're used to Bennett Sturtz playing 40 minutes a game, right? But he sat him, and I'm like, I wonder if that's sending a message to your other players. I trust you without him on the court. You don't do it for the whole time. But you take that moment to go, I'm going to let these guys know that I trust them without the general on the court. It was just an interesting move by Ben McCollum, and I like the move, and Iowa got the win. So it'll be interesting to see how far they move up in the college basketball poll that should come out today. Iowa State's probably go ahead.
Okay, he did. Bennett Sturtz did end that game 34 minutes, and he had 4 fouls. I did not hear this during the broadcast. He's never fouled out of a game.
Wow. Ever in his career, Northwest Missouri State at Drake?
Justin, check. Justin will know that one.
Yes, he will. He's a Bennett Sturtz nerd.
Yeah.
He will know that. Now, Iowa State continues to roll 80-59 over West Virginia. Milan Momcilovic with 26. You had Joshua Jefferson with a triple-double. Who would have thought Jefferson would have had 10 assists? You know, if you would have said the triple-double would have been blocks, rebounds, and points, I said, okay, 10 assists, 10 rebounds, 10 points.
Did you see the behind the back in the paint?
They're
He's
so
fun,
good.
dude. They are so good.
I don't want to start a rumor now, but, when Kentucky opens up at the end of the year, TJ to Kentucky.
Oh, geez. Why even do what? You are a dick. No. Nope. I think that, man, boy, that opens up a whole other conversation, Trav. I know you're just, I love the way you stir the pot
That's
like
trolling
that.
right there. That's trolling. That's trolling
High level
there.
trolling. I've seen a lot of Iowa State fan conversations, Trav, lately that have been almost this, like a white flag on football. Said, hey, let's just commit all of our resources to being a basketball program.
No.
And I'm
it
with
doesn't
you.
pay the bills.
First of all, financially, just silly to kill the golden cow that helps you pay all the bills. But from an approach standpoint, Jamie Pollard goes to TJ Otzelberger and says, what do you need not to leave? Other people are going to come knocking. We get that. You love it here. You're loved here. You can do something here that nobody, I've had this conversation so many times. You're so close. This could be a magical year. This could be the year. And if it's not this year, it could be
attracting
like
and retaining talent is not a problem for TJ.
Exactly right. What do we have to do to keep you here?
Continue to fund NIL so I can get players and continue to pay them. Basketball is a different story than football. Sure, you're going to have high paid basketball players, but you don't have as many, right? Your roster's not as big. It's easier to maintain basketball.
I don't even want to think about, and I just mean it for like, I have too many Iowa State people in my life I love that hope is hanging on right now. And not hanging on, but for basketball, it's not hanging on. You're going to have a wonderful basketball season. But this football thing is just so, I just keep thinking of that wound and you're getting pressed on. So I don't want to add to that. And I certainly, and TJ leaving would do that. So I want to think about that.
So I'm not picking on TJ here, but I saw a video of TJ. Hear me out.
Okay.
This weekend, as they showed him coming onto the court to start the West Virginia game. You know, everybody's on the court warming up. Coach comes out of the tunnel. Everybody goes crazy. And that got me thinking, okay, going back to Johnny Orr when they used to play the Tonight Show theme.
Yeah.
And when I'd go to Kansas games and they'd have this like introduction for Bill Self as he come out. You know, in football, the head coach leads the team onto the field. When did basketball become this thing to where people get excited when the coach comes out? You watch Kim Mulkey come out at LSU. You watch Rick Pitino come out at St. John's. You watch these coaches, and that's almost a bigger eruption than it is for the players coming onto the court.
Yeah.
It's like the coach waits back, lets everybody gets out, and does a grand entrance. When did that become a thing? Why don't basketball coaches lead their teams onto the court?
The difference is, and I'm just going to take a shot at the dark because I never thought about this. You're right. There is a difference there. First things first. You and I both know because we've worked tables, and anybody that's been at a game really early knows the coach is out of the locker room. They're out on the court 20 minutes before tip-off. Everybody's out there doing their thing, getting warm. Then they go back, and then when they come out the second time, Travis, right before tip-off, it's a little bit more of like a presentation. The team runs right onto the court. A lot of times, first guy's got a ball. They go right to the rim. They do some sort of layup line or something, right?
Yeah.
That would be, what are you going to have the coach do that?
No, but
the coach going to lead him out there dribbling?
You know what? That would be awesome, though. If I saw that, if I saw Hendo or Jake,
Hendo
or
can
even
still
Ben
dunk.
McCollum running out, the tie's bouncing up and down as Ben McCollum. For some reason, I woke up in the middle of the night. It's funny. I woke up in the middle of the night. I came downstairs and I wrote college basketball, coach's entrance. What created it? I mean, it was consuming my mind.
Would you prefer a Dabo Sweeney thing? Like, would you really? I mean, think of the visual of what you just said there. Hendo comes out, goes up to dunk, gets rejected by the rim.
I'm not asking him to take shots. I don't know. And maybe it's not even how they come out, how it's become a production of when they come out. It's like this, everybody's anticipating the head coach. It's like they become the focal point. And it's with Bill Self. It's with Rick Pitino, TJ Otzelberger walking out. And it's just one of those things where you're like, it's just weird to me. Why don't you walk out with the rest of your assistants?
Because
why don't you walk out behind the team? There's only like this 1 or 2 minute delay.
I don't know. Why do you think it's an ego thing?
I do think it's an ego thing.
Jesus, I love how much this projection that we all do.
It's how I interpret. I'm like, why don't you just walk out with everybody else?
What if you're inside just getting your final minutes of prep? You're inside, you taking a minute to pray or meditate or do something, get their last 5 minutes of 30 seconds of quiet before I walk out there. It's for me to go, okay, here's the things I want to make sure I remember in the heat of the moment. These are the things I'm going to focus on. God be with me. Let's go. And you walk out there and you're like, ego.
You're right. I'm projecting, but it's all how you kind of view it, right?
I want to view it where the coach I want to be at a game where a coach does the PJ Fleck, Dabo Sweeney, runs out ahead of the team with the ball, going between the legs, races up, goes off the backboard for the first guy to come and dunk it. Then he's like, yeah.
That would actually be cool. You don't dunk it, but you start the bounce off the backboard drill.
Yeah.
Like you throw it up and go.
Yeah. Or
Next
just
time we have Hendo or Jake on, I'm going to ask him, hey, have you ever thought of this? I'm just curious. I mean,
if I were the coach,
God
I'd have to pull up. I wouldn't be able to. I can't get to the rim, so I'd have to like do a little stutter step at about the 3-quarter, then try to pull up a 3, clank it off. Okay.
God rest his soul. If you don't think them playing the Tonight Show theme for Johnny Orr was a bit of an ego thing, you're crazy. Dun, 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 dun. Now I got people fired up. People loved it.
Johnny was great at his job.
Yeah.
Yep. And by all accounts, a really, truly wonderful character of a man. I always think of Chuck Reed, who you worked with for a long time, and I worked with Chuck for a long time. He used to tell us this story about after Rhodes went for that wonderful night. Remember in the early 80s, LaFesta Rhodes goes for like 40 against the Hawks.
Whoo, boy.
And he and Chuck Reed always told the story of Johnny the next day, and they were like, man, LaFesta was really good last night. And he goes talking about Cyclone, the sigh in the center of the court. He said, he was so good he could have scored from the chicken.
Again, stuff that keeps me up at night. I mean, I literally got up at like 2 a.m, came downstairs because I didn't want to forget it. I got to ask Ross this. He might find this interesting. He likes weird stuff like this.
I totally find this interesting. And I do think it would be newsworthy if a coach, if you just flipped the roles and a coach did the football thing. And maybe we'd realize how strange it is that it happens in football.
Now, the truth is the coach leads the football team off, with the exception of Iowa, because they stay in the swarm, but usually players pass by the coach, but they start at the end, give the let's go.
Yeah.
I don't know. Things that just
I would love to see a coach in the layup line out there with the guys doing shoot around with them. Especially because like Hendo's a big guy, right?
Yeah.
But Ben out there in the suit catching it.
I don't think Ben's wearing a suit anymore.
Just the tie. I mean, even okay, but even the tie. When I say the suit, I mean the outfit.
The outfit. Because they're not in shorts and tank tops.
Tyler says McDermott would be dunking also. Think McDermott can still get up above the rim?
Absolutely. He can still dunk just because he's so damn tall. He's a giant of a man. Giant of a man. You mentioned Hendo. Drake got a nice win yesterday. And they needed it. 72-70 over Indiana State. When Justin hops on, Justin's going to be in a good mood because Drake got a win. And Northern Iowa got a win. Went to Evansville, got a 62-48 win. The Panthers now 12-3 overall, 4-0 in the Missouri Valley Conference. The conference is top-heavy, unbeaten teams right now. They got Belmont coming up. And then the Iowa State women got beat at home yesterday, Ross. I was kind of surprised.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, first loss of the season. Aaliyah Scott for Baylor hit a game-winning shot with 2.9 seconds to go.
I remember yesterday one of the text threads saying Iowa State women getting a challenge at home right now.
Yeah,
and I thought, when I get to the TV, I'll try to find that, and I did never do that. Man, didn't see that. Tough one.
Yeah, his ears must have been ringing, or it must be 7:50. Justin, what's going on, buddy?
It's 7:50.
What do you think of our idea of the coach leading the team out on the court for basketball?
Love it.
Thank you.
Love it.
Think Hendo can still dunk?
Absolutely.
Can he get above the rim? Look at you guys. Like you're both like there's a no doubt about this.
No. Have you met Hendo in person yet?
Yeah. He's a monster of a man.
This.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you guys seen this 18-year-old Chinese girl who's going to be playing in the WNBA soon? That's 7'5".
There's a 7'5" female?
There's a 7'5" female. She is 18 years old. She plays for the Chinese national team. It's what you can imagine. She gets up and down the court. Okay. She kind of reminds me of remember a Big Country? Was it Bryant Reeves?
Yeah, Bryant Reeves.
You know what I mean? It's lumbering. She's 7'5". It's a lumbering up and down the court.
I can't believe she can walk and chew gum at the same time. At 7'5"?
7'5". And
what's the tallest female ever? I didn't know. Well, I didn't know females could get above 7 feet.
Have you not heard about the new Texas Tech recruit? 7'1", going to be the tallest women's college basketball player ever.
We're breeding giants. We're only getting bigger.
I mean, it started with fruit and food. Now we're breeding giants. Wow.
But yeah, Hendo could still dunk.
Absolutely. And I think he should lead the team out on the court, not walk out, a minute afterwards.
Amazing. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, you know why? Because it'd be something different. And if all of a sudden you become that guy, he might start a trend. Or he becomes naturally famous for being the guy that leads the team onto the court.
Goes out there and dunks to start the game.
Hendo's an energy guy, too.
Yeah.
We might have to present this to him.
Don't you take it.
No,
Justin.
No, it was your guys' idea.
Jesus. I love you.
I heard I screwed
Justin,
up quite a bit
who would absolutely give 100% credit. He would he would say, my friend Travis Justice from The Rush with Travis and Ross. He's the one that Travis. Yeah, he would. I guarantee. Anyway, all right. Look at Travis.
Well, because of the idea, I'd make sure to push it on you guys.
Yeah,
Coach
you wouldn't
Henderson.
wouldn't want him to think you're an idiot. You'd want him to know that Travis was the one that.
And it's the way you set it up. You got to ask the question the right way, or kind of, hey, we got an idea for you. What do you think? If we did that to Ben McCollum would look at us like,
oh, he'd be like, you guys are. Hendo, I think he's got that kind of attitude.
Yeah,
he's got that optimistic attitude all the time.
Where he's like, maybe I could dunk.
Oh, he'll know if he can dunk or not.
No, I meant to start the game. Maybe I could dunk to start the game.
And then on a big game, comes out and reverse jams it.
Oh my gosh! Or like you said, Travis throws it off the backboard, and one of the guys comes behind him, and big tomahawk windmill dunk. Hendo's out there.
Sick.
Let's go!
That would get the crowd so pumped up. I heard I screwed up quite a bit today.
Well, you screwed up moments before I came on. The final score for the Drake game was 74-72. You said
70. Sorry, my bad.
It's all good. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
Job security.
Yeah.
Sturts has never fouled out of a game. He hit 4 versus Southern Illinois at Drake last year once. It is crazy to think about with how intense he is and how he's on the floor for 40 minutes.
40 minutes a game. He's north of 35 minutes on almost every game.
I ran into his father was at the Drake game yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. It was really cool to sit down and chat with him for a bit.
But that's really cool that he would come back and watch the Bulldogs.
Yeah. He
under
says
no
he
obligation
still
to
has
do so.
All of his Drake gear, and he tries to watch every game still. That's really cool. And it speaks to the whole Sturts family too. Other corrections, and this one's not even a correction. This was something Ross wondered earlier, and that was if Aaron Rodgers transferred, and he did. He transferred from Butte College, a community college, to Cal.
Went from community college to being in the GOAT conversation. He's not, but he gets put into that top tier of all-time quarterbacks from a community college. So is that
he's
why
in the GOAT conversation?
Oh, he's in, like I said, he's in. I don't think he is. I want to be clear, but I think he gets pushed into that conversation, and that's really wild. Didn't know that.
And then I've seen nothing on Raiola going to Northwestern being a for sure thing.
Okay, because I saw one and there was in it. Here's the problem, because even with like algorithms, these fake stories are popping up in algorithms now, right? I mean, there's got to be a way for Google to say that's not right. Let me see who it came from, because I still have it up.
I believe it being a possible like option for him, but I just haven't seen anything cemented.
All right. It's an X post on, and I should have known this, Analyst for Sports.
Okay.
69.
But the fact, but the fact that nobody else did it, I was gullible and went along with it.
Do you worry that Raiola could fall into the Nico thing, where Nico left Tennessee and went to UCLA?
Maliava.
Yeah.
Nico.
I mean, UCLA is not a bad landing spot, right? I mean,
no. You saw how it went for him.
I don't think Dylan Raiola left over money. I don't. I think what happened was you have a family that hovers. You had Matt Rule that went down to Atlanta and said, hey, I know you've committed to us, to his brother. We don't have room for you. We've got other quarterbacks coming in, so we need you to decommit. And I think that started off a chain reaction.
Wow.
That's just my personal opinion. I don't think I don't think it was money. I think he was
and at the same time, you had things lined up with the Notre Dame quarterback, or we're lining those up or putting that. So who knows when that train started to move down the track.
I think that train, as soon as Dylan Raiola said he's going to the transfer portal, I think you go, okay, we got to go find a quarterback.
There's no chance that.
No, I don't think so. I think they were going to stick with Dylan as long as they could. Now the interesting part will be, will TJ Lateef stick around, right? Now, okay, you bring a guy in that has 3 years of eligibility, TJ Lateef's going to have to, you're like, well, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You can say, hey, you can compete for it, but something's got to give. That's the dangers of coming in, is that you might have a really good. I mean, Matt Campbell seems to be taking care of his quarterback at Penn State for the next 4 years. I got Rocco and then the other kid that transferred in. Oh, man. What a fun show today.
Fast. Man, that went fast.
It did.
Justin, thanks for coming on, buddy. Appreciate it.
Justin, do you play board games with Megan? Do you play cribbage? Do you play Uno? Do you play anything like that?
We enjoy Uno and cribbage, but other than that, I hate board games with a passion.
I got it.
What?
Yeah. Like, I'm one of those people, you bring out a deck of cards at a party, and I'm like, ugh. Especially
it is
poker.
the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., everybody. Have a great Monday and a start to your week.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, my name is Joe Moore, and I'm with Willis Nissan Parts and Service Department. Christmas will be here before you know it, and that means it's time for travel. Now it's time to get your car winter and road ready here at Willis Nissan. For the month of December, we're offering 10% off all your accessories for your car. Perfect for a Christmas gift. Call or go online to willisnissan.com to schedule your service or accessory installation today. Merry Christmas from Willis Nissan Parts and Service Departments.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Back to The Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.